jump, Ian, that is exactly when you jump. Otherwise, you end up staying in the same place your whole life. And that I can't do.
Look at all those people down there. They follow the rules for what? They're letting fear lead them.
What happens if they don't?
Life's simple. You make choices and you don't look back.
You have to jump. There is no way around it. You have to jump.
Take the biggest risks of your entire life right now. Remember, you have time.
Every successful person has jumped. You got to jump. You got to take a leap of faith. You got to dash off that cliff, and you got to jump out there as far as you can.
Because if you're willing to go through all the battling you got to go through to get to where you want to get, who's got the right to stop you? I mean, maybe some of you guys got something you never finished, something you really want to do, something you never said to somebody, something. And you're told no, even after you pay your dues. Who's got the right to tell you that? Who? Nobody. It's your right to listen to your gut. It ain't nobody's right to say no after you earn your right to be where you want to be and do what you want to do.
Imagine that you're in a movie, and imagine the movie begins now, and you're the hero of the movie. What would that guy do? What would that guy do right now?
Yeah.
Because you are.
At some point, everything's going to go south on you. Everything's going to go south, and you're going to say, this is it. This is how I am. Now, you can either accept that, or you can get to work. That's all it is. You just begin.
But I love this question, which is,
Hello.
what would you do if you weren't afraid?
Fast forward
And it's usually like the big one, the bigger thing that I really want to do, but I'm afraid to do it. It's like, that's what I should do.
These are the years when a man changes into
going
the man
away
he's going
tomorrow.
to become the rest of his life. Just be careful who you change into.
So I got myself a couple of bags.
You know, if I see something, I see opportunity, I'm going to go for it. You know what I'm saying? We only, we're all going to die one day.
Yeah, it's true.
So we live like that. Live like you could die tomorrow. Go for it.
But
I
even the
found
money
that
like
nothing in
people,
life is
how
worthwhile
you
unless you take risks.
nothing.
Nothing. Nelson Mandela said, there is no passion to be found
Playing small.
and settling for a life that's less than the one you're capable of living. People either survive in the jungle or exist in the zoo. Few recognize the significance of the paradoxical reconciliation of the two.
Pain motivates significantly faster and stronger than pleasure does. Like, people are like, no, passion's the right way. It's like, point a gun at a family member, all of a sudden, 10 out of 10 motivation. Pain.
Sometimes all you need is 20 seconds of insane courage. Just literally 20 seconds of just embarrassing bravery. And I promise you, something great will come of it.
Be the hero of your own movie. If your life was a movie and it started now, forget about whatever financial disasters you've had, personal failures, relationship failures. What would the hero of your life's movie do right now? Do that. Do those things. We define ourselves far too often by our past failures. We look at our past and we say, well, that's me. That's not you. You are this person right now. You're the person who's learned from those failures, and you can choose to be the hero of your own movie right now.
Well, what I like about it is I'm doing something I don't want to do. Every time I start doing things I don't want to do, I grow.
Yes. That's a lesson that people need to hear and learn. It's so important because everybody just wants to be comfortable. Everybody wants to sit on the couch. I don't want to go outside. It's cold. I don't want to do this. It's hot. Like, you've got to do things that you don't want to do because you show your body that your mind is the boss. Your mind is telling your body what to do, and then you have
I need
control.
to flip a coin.
So many of us come from these small places in our mind that we're not willing to think outside of only what we've seen. Our mind works in such a small compartment. And one thing I was able to do was to dream. Many people, but don't make dreams your master. But I was able to dream outside those four walls of that small town. And until you're able to really put yourself into that dream, but don't make dreams your master, that's where you truly become what you're destined to become.
Following your dreams is a lonely, solitary, scary, dangerous pursuit. You can't wait for somebody to think you can do it. And it's like,
I'm going away.
because they don't think you can do nothing they can't do.
Exactly, bingo.
You know what I mean? It's like it's a lonely, scary, dangerous pursuit, and you got to be willing to risk everything to become that seed of what you believe is in there. You got to be fearless. You got to be relentless.
Well, you should be afraid of taking risks.
YouTube Premium is ad-free YouTube and exclusive access to all things VIP.
Hello, Michael.
So you can superfan from your sofa. Try 1 month free of charge.
You better.
Risks in pursuing something meaningful. But you should be more afraid of staying where you are if it's making you miserable. It's like the first thing you want to do is dispense with the idea that you get to have any permanent security outside of your ability to contend and adapt. It's the same issue with children. It's like you're paying a price by sitting there being miserable. You might say, well, the devil I know is better than the one I don't. It's like, don't be so sure of that. The clock is ticking. Yeah. And if you're miserable in your job now and you change nothing, in 5 years, you'll be much more miserable and you'll be a lot older.
Everybody thinks you're crazy until it works. And so, I mean, as the trump card, then all of the pain and suffering that you lead up to that point, if you're just, I'm trying to think of an appropriate saying. I was going to say balls deep certain.
Yeah, not bad, mate. I took me lad
no
to get
matter
his
what,
haircut,
you will
Michael.
die or you will get there. Then the likelihood that all of the things that you've done up to that point will then be justified in retrospect is super high. And I actually see that as super compelling, as a thing to latch onto in harder times.
You know, some of y'all are motivated by broke. I'm broke, I'm stuck, I'm f***ed up, I can't do nothing. Some of y'all are motivated by just wanting to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. Other folks are motivated by materialistic things.
I'm away tomorrow, guys.
It's a very simple concept. If you want it, you gotta go get it.
Move your body. Get it going. You'll feel better afterwards. I know you don't want to do it. I
This is
hardly
like
ever want to do
meditation
it.
for me,
I maybe
Michael.
want to actually do it
Look.
5 out of 10 times.
I'll be honest with you, I like listening to motivational things, and I've not had a break away from YouTube in years, and tomorrow I'm having that break. I do this on a daily basis, bro, and it's grinding on me, you know. I'm trying my best to help a few other channels, like a few Irish channels, like I said, I'm learning from other people's channels. Like if you look at Mousie's channel, 20,000 subs, like, you know, like, but when I walk away from this platform, if I was to get 1/3 of the subs that he has, I'd be happy. It's like, don't get me wrong, it's like, I don't blame people for making money on YouTube, in all fairness, Michael, though this was always been about vengeance for me, not the money. Like, I felt violated when my channel was stolen off of me. So, if you were saying to me back then, Jude, I'll give you 5 grand and forget about it, I'd have telling you to keep your money. I don't ask it, I never ask you to hit the like button. You know, and when you're a survivor of suicide, every day is extra. So, if I can help an Irishman get a few extra subs or advise him what to do, what not to do on YouTube, it's like I found a way, my way works. I went from getting fucking 600 subs in 4 years to getting 3,766. And I said I'll get 5,000 subs in 3 years without buying them, and I'll get and make 5,000 videos. I've made 4,800 videos. I'm on 3,760 odd. I'm 1,200 another way, and I don't miss targets. But I'm gonna start doing the odd panel every now and then. Like I said, I'm not asked. I'll hit me target eventually. It's like when you see channels like Finn and stuff like that. It's like I'm over the moon, you know. If you can help one person and then that person goes on to help one person, and then, you know, it's like a butterfly effect, Michael. Now, in all fairness, bro, I've earned this. You know, people say to me, Jude, why don't you fucking make money on YouTube? Because I'm not like everybody else. You know, somewhere and some parts of the world, air payment is principle. And like I said, I felt like it was 4 years wasted, but it wasn't, because you learn from failure. And anytime anybody's taken anything from me, I've always got it back, as long as I was sound in mind and body. Foxy violated me, and I know you're watching me now, you four-eyed prick. And I know you come in me live, and I know who you are, but we'll keep your little secret a secret for now, yeah? He motivated me and a couple of others, and I opened up this channel, and 2 years in, we're not far off 4,000 subs. That'll mean I'll have 1,000 to hit before Christmas. You know, and all I need to do is put my foot on the gas, open up my StreamYard and bring 4 or 5 of the Dublin lads on. You know, I've already got them in my head, you know what I mean, and I'm not even going to open my mouth, I'm just going to do it one night. And I'll share it on all my socials, on my Instagram, me TikTok, me X, me Twitch, everywhere. It's like, when I first opened this channel, I thought I only wanted to reach out to a couple of my friends back home, but what I didn't know is your videos go viral and you go around the world and all that shit, you know. I've been part of a few teams on here, and this project is personal for me. Like, listen to me, I'm the captain of the ship, and I've handpicked these people who I believe are a good bunch of people, you know, and I'm going to put it to test very soon. We're going to test the waters. I could have done this any time, opening my StreamYard, bringing 4 or 5 lads on, easy.
But I do it.
Less, yeah.
But
This
I
has
do
been
it.
about
I just do
principle
it. I
for
know
me.
what it's like to not want to do it. I get it. Shut up. I just start talking to myself. I go, come on, pussy. What are you talking about?
Do it.
If I was you, outside of you, knowing what I know, if I could read my mind, I'd be like, come on. You're just being lazy. Put your fucking shoes on.
Yeah.
Get a sweat going, then you're going to feel pumped. Come on, man. You've done this a million times. And then, invariably, I'll be in the middle of the work and I'm sweating. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
And then I get into it.
So what I encourage any and everybody to do is just understand who you are. Truly understand who you are. Learn yourself.
Yeah.
Learn yourself. Learn your pros and your cons. Get your flaws. Get them out the way, but with you, not to nobody else. This is a you and you thing. Of the shit that you know you need to work on. I'm telling you, people, when you really look yourself in the mirror and you start to pick yourself apart by yourself, there's only room for improvement. It's easy to ignore your bullshit.
The problems in your life are your own dang fault. And so the answer into fixing the problems in your life are in your own dang hands. The responsibility for the well-being of your family.
I was getting into that. I was having a moment there. How are you, Hurricane? Sorry, whatever your name is.
Your wife, your husband, your
Thank
children
you.
are yours.
What part of the world are you from, mate? Yeah, where are you from? Yeah, you know, Michael, sometimes I put on certain things that motivate me, right? Because if I don't, I get lazy. Do you understand? It's like, and there's not enough hours in the day for me. You know, like, I'm 50 years old and I'm not gonna lie, I used to have a bad attitude. You know, I had a really bad attitude when I first come on YouTube, you know. You know, that Dublin mentality. I don't give a bollocks who it is. You know, that kind of way, but that kind of way has got me in more trouble in my life, you know. Putting your pride and your principles before your safety sometimes, you know.
Are yours.
Man, how do you do what you do? At the end of the day, I ask myself one question. Can I take one more step? And usually the answer is yes. So if you can answer that question and not take another step, that is real failure. That is real quitting. So a lot of people can take one more step and they choose not to. I don't know if you can take 2 steps. You got to answer that question after you take the first step. But I can always take one more step, so if I choose not to, that's on me. I got to live with that.
You know, I really don't have regrets. I am the person that says, you know, as soon as you look back in your history, you come up with something that you feel like you want to change, something else has to change.
Hey, cousin.
You know, so
What about your biggest disappointment?
Hello, cousin. How's it going? I'm going away tomorrow. Nowhere fancy. Just to go to do a bit of fish. I got me lad's haircut before. You know, now, you know me, I don't drink, right? So I'm going away somewhere tomorrow, right now. You know when you go somewhere with your family and you get twisted and embarrassed them and get thrown out of a bar? Well, I don't have that to worry about because I don't drink. So, when you go away, you unwind. Some people have an orange. Some people will have a beverage, depending where you are. Some people will have a cup of tea. You know, like walk into a pub full of people that are all drinking lager and you say to the lady at the bar, could I have a cup of tea, love? 2 people that look, I'm like, what are you fucking looking at? What, have you never ordered a cup of fucking tea before? Just drink your fucking pint. Fuck off! So, whilst you're away certain places, you do not want to be asking the locals, do you know anywhere I can buy cannabis? Because it's not good. Now, when you go away on little breaks, normally you meet people and you go, bro, nowhere fancy. Up fucking near Wales, one of them fucking chalet parks, one of them haven holidays. Like, I'm not going abroad or anything. Trevor, I'm getting away for 4 days where I can go out with me family, get away from Manchester. There's too many sirens in this city, you know, and go somewhere quiet for a few days, bro. Get to play pitch and putt, get to go fishing, get to go and have a look around the markets up there, and you know, it's just we seen something cheap there before, and me missus don't got it for us, so yeah. Like, I've not had a break off here, Trevor, for years. You know, unless I was sick, and I need it. You know, uh, but I listen to motivational things. But well, in all fairness, Michael, I know what I'm like now. 3 years ago, if I had gone up to this place, I'd have been blazing outside the chalet, right? Now, You can't do that because you have to take into consideration there's other families there, okay? And all it takes is for one of them law-abiding citizens to say to the governor in charge of the ground, excuse me, mate, chalet number 16, I can smell loads of cannabis and I've children there and I'm not happy about it. Next of all, you get on your caravan door or on your chalet door, hello, mister. Yeah, what you want? Have you been smoking cannabis? No. Mate, I can smell it. Listen, you're gonna have to leave. Hang on a minute. No, listen. If you don't leave, I'll fucking kill you. Now, I don't want to be in that situation, right? You know, they're only doing their job and I wouldn't embarrass me missus and me kids, you know what I mean? Like, you have to be real about this. I know a lot of people think, oh yeah, it's cool to fucking, but look at, when you go away to places, you have to behave, you know? Like, it's not the city. Do you understand? It's different to Manchester, you know, and I'm not doing anything to interfere with the kids' little break, you know what I mean? Long story short, I used to be a scaffolder and I'm afraid of heights. You won't get me in an airplane. Get up out of that. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind going from Ireland to England, but yeah, fuck that. But anyway, Trevor, it's like it was a little break we were offered a few months ago for cheap, you know, and it's like I've never stayed in one of them chalets. So it'll be an experience, and it's near a little beach, and there's a little jetty I can go on and fish, and there's a reservoir across from it, and I need it, bro. You know what I mean? I come on here every day, you know what I mean? I don't make money cousin on YouTube. People don't believe me when I say it. Listen, I can show you, I can screenshot me earnings for the last 18 months and it just says 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. You know, this has always been about principle. And look here, you found me, didn't you? Hey, that's payment. You know, God help him. Me cousin must have been with his workmates one day and he hears them laughing and he's like, what are they fucking laughing at? And he goes over and three of his mates are like, who's this mad bastard, this Irish fella? And my cousin's like, that's my fucking cousin. You know, it's like, make as many shorts as you can. I'm going to say this to you now. If there's anybody out there in Ireland that I get along with that has a YouTube channel and you want to share it, let me know and I can help you. Oh, yeah, here. I want you to do me a favour, please, if you don't mind. There's a geezer called Jono Crypto and he's on 15 subs and he's trying to get to his first 50 so we can do lives. So if you're watching this now, this evening, tonight, tomorrow, the next day, the day after that, if you're not subbed to Jono Crypto, can you do it? And here, I'll put his name in the description of in this live when I end it. He's trying to get to his first 50. If you're not subbed to him, could you do it? You know, and he's from Dublin as well, and he's a fisherman, so you're up there with that. So anyway, when you go away, like I said, listen to me. None of us want to embarrass our family. Now listen, I don't drink alcohol when I go anywhere, even if I went to Dubai or Spain. I still, that's it, Michael, yeah. Because I seen it, I went on his thing, and he's only on 15 subs, and I was like, you know what, I can help him. So fuck it. Like I said, I add a few people on every description I make. And here, I have a plan. I'm going to write down 100 channels on YouTube. And every time I make a video, I'm going to share every motherfucker's channel. Just like that. You know, like I've got a chance to put a squad of Dublin people together, mate. And trust me, I've been part of a couple of big channels on here. And I know where this would go. You know, hey, fuck the cesspit. I'm gonna put a load of lads together, about 6 of them, all from Dublin, Dublin's finest. And here, they're educated as well. You see, some of them went down the exact same road as me, drugs, mental health, addiction, all that shit. Suicide awareness, prevention, all day. You can't beat people that come from trauma and shit like that, but you can't let it define you. You know, people have say, oh, I've had a hard life here. So is Colonel Gaddafi. But who's complaining?
Once again, that's the same analogy. You know, disappointment to me.
Life's not bad. We're going away tomorrow.
To be successful, you gotta
So I didn't want to have to ask anyone on the campsite, mate, do you know anywhere I can buy a bud?
You gotta have disappointment.
Okay, so imagine this. Picture the scene. You go to a certain place with no weed, expecting you can just ask anybody, excuse me, do you know where I can get a nice flavour? You what? What kind of... Tell me what's your flavour. I have a few actually. Why, have you got any? What are you on about? Bro, what are we talking about here? You said something about flavour. I was like, yeah, have you got any? You what? Say it, Callie. So, I don't want to embarrass my family. I'm going away tomorrow on one of them haven holidays, okay? And there's loads of water near the place now. I'll be honest with you, right? 3 years ago, if I had to go into this place, right, listen to me, yeah? If you smoke cigarettes or if you smoke weed, and if you go away with your family somewhere, not far, just a break for 3 or 4 days, and you're in a chalet and you start smoking weed, and the guy next door has kids, smells it, and fucking tells on you, and then you get asked to leave, you know. So we'll rule that out. I said, right, I'm not having a smoke on the campground. Then I said, here, Jude, what happens if you get up there and you run out? So I said to myself, I'm going for 5 days. So what happens if I smoke a 3-5 and it's gone? Callie, what am I meant to do, bro? I'm going for 5 days and I need a 3-5, bro, every day. And I don't want to ask anyone up there, so I have a backup plan. Watch. Today, tomorrow, the next day, the day after that, the day after that, and the day after that. Just in case I have to ask somebody. I ain't asking nobody. No. Nah, listen. I'll have to go off the campsite, but we don't think sometimes, guys, right? Listen to me. This is no joke thing, right? Serious, yeah? Big man thing, right? If you're a weed smoker, if you go past somebody who's a non-smoker, they can smell it off you a mile away. You're just that used to it, you don't smell it anymore. But other people smell it off you, and you don't want to get your family fucked off the site. You know, I'm going gyppo tomorrow. I'm going to fucking find out what it's like to be a gypsy. I'm staying in a chalet.
So, I think all of those things have evolved and happened to make me who I am.
Now, get control of your emotions and carry on with your life. And sometimes you're gonna get hit with those waves, and that's okay.
Finn. I'm taking a leaf out of Finn's book, right? Finn went on one of these holidays not so long ago, right? And I seen him either doing a live or making a video, right? And he was outside the campsite, you know what I mean? Because Finn's smart too. Finn knows that other people can smell it. And you might think here, oh yeah, fuck this, I'm having a joint. Fuck that, mate. Go off the campground, because if you're caught on site smoking that, you can ask, they'll ask you to leave. You know what I mean? I'm not fucking this up. I've been looking forward to this for ages. You know, I don't fly well, I get travel sick. But Finn, you know, Jono, he's on 15 subs, bro. We have to do something about that. I need your help, Finn. I don't know what I'm asking for your help for. He's your fucking mate. But he's a dub and he's real and he's a fisherman too. Guys, do me a favour. If you're watching this now, tonight, tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night, the day after that, there's a geezer comes in here called Jono Crypto. Can you add him? Can you give him a sub? Because he's trying to get to 50 subs so he can open his own YouTube. And once he gets to 50, myself and Finn can give him a little bit of advice and a couple of little tips how to grow his channel, you know. And he's one of us, so I always said it here, mate. Like, you'll get it eventually. We're gonna have an army of Dublin men eventually. Hey, fuck the cesspit. You wait and see what I'm gonna grow. I see things before it happens. I'm gonna help grow it, and then I'm gonna leave it in the good hands of a couple of my pals in here.
Hey, I think that's a big misconception. It sort of relates to what you're saying. Oh, I'm having an emotional moment right now. There's something wrong with me. No, there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. The other extreme is, oh, I'm letting my emotions run my life and I'm making a bunch of bad decisions. And my excuse is, well, you know, I lost some friends or I had this traumatic experience happen to me. That's why I'm doing. That's just an excuse. And it's a very easy excuse. If you're going to do it, do it. Say what you can do. Do what you say. You can't do it, don't say you can do it. Don't over leverage yourself. Don't over leverage the decision and then jump in and kind of dip a toe. I think I'll try it out. No, think if you're going to try it out beforehand, but when it's time to go, dive. Finish it, find out. Come out the other side. Don't leave it and go, ooh, if I just would have. That keeps me up at night. I think it keeps a lot of us up at night.
Me glasses,
half-ass something you just don't know. Whether you failed or succeeded, got what you want or didn't get what you want. Finding out and looking in the mirror and going, I didn't half-ass it. I went all the way. I found out, and that ain't for me. Or I found out, and you damn right that is for me. That's a great place to get to. But the limbo of not knowing, if you half-ass something, the limbo of going, I hedged my bet. What could have happened? You don't know.
And my three questions are, what do you want? How badly do you want it? And how much are you willing to suffer?
Yeah.
And
I can't play any instrument. I can't play a flute. I can't play a mouth organ. I cannot play a piano. All three my father could. You know. I think I can play EastEnders on a keyboard, yeah, that's about it. I'm good with me hands. Yeah, me hands and me eyes are my biggest asset. Obviously, it's not me balls, because I've got baby mothers everywhere. I'm getting hit left, right, and centre. My life's over. Keep your dick in your trousers when you have one baby mother. Honestly, trust me. Honestly, you'll get it one day. You'll say, I should have fucking listened to Jude and putting a perm on this gun. You know what I mean? It's like, but anyway, Finn. Tomorrow, we're going fishing. Well, maybe not tomorrow, but what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna give the missus a sleeper, so she stays in a bit early or a bit late. Bastards won't give me. Listen, I only want 7 off you. I buy them on the internet. Oh, Jude, I don't want you to do that. Well, then prescribe them to me. Jude, you know I can't. I was like, yes, you fucking can. You know, don't start saying, no, you can't. Yes, you can. I felt like saying, yes, you can't. Sorry, I mean, I beg your pardon. Sorry, I meant to say, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Ta. Cali, Man United has broke my heart this season, you know. But listen, I've been in Manchester since '93, and I've never seen it this bad, bro. You know, that's the truth. I used to love going to football, bro. And then it cost me my family because of cocaine. I was taking too much of it and beating people up. I was getting beat up too. You know, I probably got beat up more times, yeah. But when you're off your nut and coke and Jack Daniels, who gives a fuck? We're out with the lads for the day. Let's do it. You know. What? Oh, here, hang on, mate. Set the fucking tone here, mate. Hang on a fucking minute. You don't know what you're fucking talking about. This shit here is vintage. I try not wear it, but I'll tell you one thing. It was dearer than that stone on top, I'll tell you that. Yeah, nothing too casual. You know. See that? That has to be my favourite one out of all my tracksuit tops that I have. It's like, you know, retro casual wear like Sergio and Alessi and Lacoste and Stone Island. It's like when I used to go to football, this is how I used to dress, just like this. What you say? Fuck off. Yeah, I knew you were soft. Like a vagina, I can smell you from here. Yeah. You tough guy, eh? Show me, bitch. You know. But, well, Finn, I'd love to be able to play guitar. So I could play Lisa a song. Like, you know what I mean? That'd be deadly.
You know why most people lose, kid? You know why they never build anything real, anything lasting? It's because they're slaves, not to chains, but to their own damn emotions. Yeah, that's right. They throw tantrums. Because they left. You don't scream.
I'm on 40 minutes.
Turns its back.
No. But Finn, that's what
You
I'm gonna
smirk.
do. I'm gonna do what you did.
Silent.
And
you
go
build,
off it.
brick by brick. In the dark.
Yeah, so Finn, Jono has 15, I think. I've seen a little post that he done, and I was like, he's got 15 subs, so between me and you, we can get him to that 50. All you need to do was add him in your description. You know what I mean? It's like, because once you get 50, you can do a live. you know, and it's like, I think like it can help some people's mental health if they have their own channel and their own story, and it's like it takes a while to grow, like, but if you keep at it, you know what I mean, it's like once you get your first 100, that's the hardest to get, I think, personally, because once you get 100, then they go up, depending, like, but you need to make as many shots as you possibly can.
Bloody hands if you have to. Because that's the only damn way empires are built. By people who refuse to be ruled by what they feel. People think the strong ones are the ones who lash out, who explode.
So Finn, right, wait till you hear this. I brought Thomas to get his haircut, right? Myself and another guy had to hold him while the fella was shaving his hair. He was flipping out. He didn't like the sound. He was going fucking nuts. And it's like, I was to do this, you know what I mean? So I had to sit in the fucking chair with him, right? Hold him, you know, hold his hands down so my man can shave his fucking hair. You know what I mean? He wasn't having it. I was like, I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna do this. You know, but he was nodding off, and then as soon as he heard that fucking raise on me, he went ballistic, he did. But I ended up getting it done today. I have it on my page as me picture, you know what I mean? Me little man's first haircut. And he looks so different, he does. I'm like, where's my son gone? You know, he looked like John Lennon, he did, man. And now he looks like me. You know, he has the same shape head as me and all. It's fucking unreal. You know, and the same haircut as me as well. You know, that's an achievement, that. Me little son has me haircut and all. You know. But Finn, you should watch the videos. Oh, here, guys, listen. I've not even seen your comments there. I didn't even see how are you Kelt, how are you Calio, I didn't even see us there, how are you Eve. It's like, do you know what happens? Me fucking thing freezes up sometimes and I can't see the chat. Well, listen to me, I just thought it was funny when I seen his hair. And I just thought of that iconic picture of Martin. You know, I remember seeing him as a kid. I didn't know who he was. One of my mates' sister is married to Jay Cal, Martin Cal's brother. And like I said, when you're a kid and all, you hear stories about like villains and tough guys and what have you. And he was one, you know, but I think he tried to play both sides, like, but, you know, I think I know why it happened. I think the whole country knows. Like, if you do business with the other side, you can't play both sides. You know, he said that the IRA put pressure on him and said, listen, we were about to hit that gallery. You know, you cost us money and what have you. And it's like, he stole these paintings, right? And you know what? They wrecked some of them by the way they took them out of the frames. You know what I mean? Fuck me. But I think he ended up selling them or trying to sell them to the other side, and he ended up getting killed over it. You know, like, I was in prison with his nephew, young Martin, that's what they used to call him, and he was a cleaner on the wing I was on. And see him, and honestly, I don't believe in coincidence. Like, I only knew 2 people in the entire place, and he was one of them, and my friend's big brother was the other. And the rest of them, they didn't like me. And you can hear them screaming down, saying, watch when you get out of the cell in the morning and all. And I'm not lying. I was like, I'm not going out myself. And then I'm like, I can't sit in here. you know, but yeah, it's a horrible place. I don't like it, and anybody like that's been there before, they should tell people here, you don't want to go there, you know, because like I said, I know people that have gone in burglars and they come out bank robbers. You know, it's like I'm just so glad I got away from it, and my kids. Uh, a lot of my mates, they weren't so lucky, but we all made our choices. But what breaks my heart is seeing. I've a lot of friends, not just from Ballyfermot, from all over Dublin, and I've seen a few of my friends as children, and they want to be like their dad, you know, and that's a scary thing, you know. Our kids, we're meant to set the standards for our kids, you know. Well, I'll be honest with you, Kelt, when I went in there, I was terrified, bro. You know, I was only in there 3 days and I had people screaming, hey Shane, I was only in there, right, for 3 days, and they were all having a go at me. Like, I remember going onto the wing, getting put into a holding cell, and the whole wingman was fucking screaming at me, throwing shit at me, fucking, you know, and I'm like, what the flying fuck do you do here? Like, you know, I'm like, what the fuck are they, like, and I'm not joking you, I was banged into a cell and that's all I could hear all night, you know. Number 7, yeah, see you in the morning, watch you when you come out. It's on site and all this, man. I was getting sick in the toilet, I'm sure they could hear me. You know, I was fucking shitting myself, mate. I was like in Banda Country. I'm from Ballyfermot, and don't ask me why. Why do people from the inner city don't like Ballyfermot? What's that about? You know, like, they put a bleeding light on me, all cause it's from, well, it wasn't just cause it's from Ballyfermot, it's cause of who I was. I was that youth that sold in the asylum, so obviously they're gonna get me, you know. And they told me how they were gonna get me. And I'm not lying, I went into my cell and I puked all over the place. I've never been that afraid in my life, other than the time me daughter, when she was born, there was complications. But other than that, I'd say that's the most scared I've ever been. You know, I was like, this ain't for me, get me out of here. You know, you get people and they go, oh, I wasn't afraid when I was in jail. Listen, you're a lying cunt. Yeah, you ain't afraid because you are blowing somebody, that's why. To protect you, you know. But, Finn, tomorrow, I'll do a live tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow morning, wherever I'm going tomorrow afternoon, but I'm looking forward to a good old fish and chips. Do you understand? Hey Finn, the last time I went to Blackpool, right, I went into Coral Island, yeah, and there's a chipper there, right? And I looked at the menu and it was like $12.99 for fish chips and a drink. And the size of the cod, bro, it was fucking huge, right? Now, I've been looking at the local chippies up near this place, right? And Finn, the fucking fish, Finn, you get it? Finn, forget it. Yeah, fucking cod, you know, big bastard. That's what you want. You want the big cod, you know. Uh, but I'm gonna make a couple of videos. Obviously, if I catch a few fish, I'm gonna make a few videos. It's like, you know. But I think I'm gonna leave it there, guys. Thanks everybody for coming in, and I'll probably talk to you tomorrow before I go. But after that, I don't know. In all fairness, cause I'm there, I want to like spend some quality time with my family, you know what I mean? Like in the morning, going out and going to the wonder markets and tasting like the different chippies in the area and just enjoying it, you know what I mean? But anyway, I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Thanks for coming in. But listen, before I go, if you're not sub to Jono Crypto, he's trying to get to 50 subs, guys, yeah? He's on 15. Now, a few hundred of you will watch this live by tomorrow. If you're not sub to a guy called Jono Crypto, can you do it? I'm going to put his channel name in the description in this live when I end it. So, thanks everyone for coming in, right? Finn, little brother, I'll talk to you tomorrow.